Welcome to Spooky Month. Oh no. Hi guys, welcome back to the Sazon Cooking Show, the show where we show you that cooking is not so spooky. This week we're gonna show you how to make fajitas. Ooh, sorry, I'm late here to film for the episode. Go, you already filmed. Sorry about that. This week we're gonna show you guys how to make fajitas, and this is a really, really fun recipe. There's a lot of elements to it, but it's not challenging, and the end result is absolutely worth all the effort. So that being said, let's go ahead and show you guys what you're gonna need. With all of our ingredients listed out, now I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a little disclaimer. Fajitas are always best served hot. Now what does that mean for this? Well, that means while we're waiting for our meat to cook, we're gonna prep all of our side dishes, keep them warm off to the side. That way, when the meat is done, when we put it on the table, everything can be served fresh, hot, and ready. And with that disclaimer out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and clear the table and start prepping the meat. Gonna go ahead and open up the meat, place it on our little tray. Okay, I got a few more slices here to do as well, but I'm gonna go ahead and season these ones up first. Grab our fajita seasoning. This is gonna be the key ingredient. So what we're gonna do is just go ahead and sprinkle. Forget our olive oil, just a little bit on each. Remember, keep one hand dry. Flip these over, season the other side. And remember, since these are really thin cuts, you don't need to go heavy on the seasoning either. Now that we have our mountain of meat seasoned and ready, what we're gonna do is place everything into a Ziploc bag, then open up our dark beer and pour in just enough to cover it and let everything soak. So this is probably gonna be about a cup's worth of beer, but we're gonna eyeball it a little. Get everything into the bag. Meat is in the bag, so what we're gonna do is go ahead and pour out about a cup worth of beer, and we're gonna pour this in. Let me see how that looks when it lays flat, because it might be just enough. Ooh, that was perfect. Okay, so go for about a cup. Spread everything around too. You know, you want to make sure everything gets fully incorporated. So before I put this in the fridge, what I want to tell you is that the beer is not only going to add a little bit of flavor, but it's also going to add sugar, which is going to help the steak caramelize and cook when we're finishing it on the stovetop. So now, let's put this in the fridge. With our meat in the refrigerator, that's gonna have to sit for minimum 1 hour, but for maximum flavor, aim for 3 to 4. I know it's a little time consuming, but I promise you it is worth it. And now I'm gonna go ahead and reset the table and start prepping our veggies. So here you'll notice I have my cutting board and I actually switched my knife. If you only have a chef knife, that is totally fine. It works out perfectly. But what I'm using is a little bit of a thinner knife. It's just gonna help me cut through the veggies a lot easier because sometimes bell peppers, tomatoes, stuff like that have tougher skin. Speaking of bell peppers, they're gonna be the first thing we cut, followed by the onion. But the important thing to do here is we're gonna put them in this large bowl so we can go ahead and season it before everything's gonna wind up on the skillet. We're just gonna trim around the edge. Okay, perfect. Next, take our onion, cut it through the root. Okay, with that gone, what we're gonna wanna do is go ahead and cut along the sides here, real thin. Grab those, put them in there, starting to tear up a little bit, perfect. Oh man, the onion sting is real. Okay, second onion. With our veggies in the bowl, I'm gonna go ahead and roll these sleeves up, give them a quick little toss just to break up the onions. That's kind of what we want too, is variety. Like, I like seeing fajitas with a lot of colors. Put on about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Perfect. Gonna add a few little cranks of salt. Then we'll grab our Sazon black pepper and we're just gonna sprinkle that across the top. Perfect. Now when you're doing this, make sure you salt and pepper to taste. Everything is up to your preference because you're gonna be the one cooking it. And I'm gonna go ahead and hand toss these. Wow. Beautiful. With our veggies seasoned, I'm gonna move those off to the side, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab a 12-inch cast iron or whatever you have, get it ripping hot. And by ripping hot, I mean if you put a vegetable or anything on it, it should sizzle on contact, nothing less. You're gonna want it hot. Okay, got my 12-inch cast iron here, and we're gonna go ahead and turn it on to high heat. Now that we have that out of the way, I wanna go ahead and make one more little note. Because I bought pre-made sides like the Mexican rice and the black beans, I'm not gonna show you how to prepare those because they have instructions on the back, really easy to do. But I'm gonna go ahead and continue by getting the meat out of the refrigerator because it is done marinating and it's gonna be ready to cook. Got our beautiful meat, perfectly marinated, coated. That is going to be delicious. And as you can tell, that is ripping hot. So we're gonna go ahead and start adding in our meat. Important thing to note is anytime you're laying down something on a very hot surface like this, always lay the meat away from you so you do not burn yourself. And because these cuts are so thin, they're gonna cook very quickly. So I'm gonna kind of do these in batches. I know what you're thinking, fajitas, everything's done in the same skillet. Yes, I know, but I can only fit so many of these in here. So what I'm doing is cooking them almost to completion, flipping them. Then when I add the veggies in, everything's gonna just get the flavors incorporated, happy together. You get it. Now what I'm also gonna do is additionally chop these up really quick so they're in strips. With the meat partially cooked and the veggies sliced, I'm gonna go back to the skillet, put the meat in, add the veggies, and stir them up constantly, that way everything cooks. The trick here is to make sure that the veggies still have a little bit of bite to them. Now I'm just gonna constantly just stir them around. It's really starting to smell like fajitas now. Look at that color, everything. This is stunning. We can see the onions are starting to cook down a little bit. I can still feel too much firmness in the bell peppers though, so we're definitely gonna keep moving this around. Wow. I can't wait for you guys to try this. Okay, while we're waiting for these to finish up, now is a great time for you guys to like the video, comment down below, tell me why you love or hate fajitas. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so and hit that bell notification so you guys are aware of every time we upload a video. Okay, these are just about done. And let me put my mic really close so you can hear that sizzle. That's what you're looking for. These are done. Kill the heat, and we're gonna go ahead and move them back onto the table. Okay, moving the fajitas over so you guys can see. That is a colorful, delicious looking plate of food. That's something else right there. You get all the smells. You get the bell pepper, you get the Don Sazon fajita seasoning. You're even getting a lot of the beer scent on that, which is crazy because you don't think it would impact the flavor as much, but it really does, and it makes a big difference. It really levels up your fajita. So I'm gonna go ahead and try one of these pieces here. Not only did you get some of the beer on the scent of this, the taste comes through in the meat. It is fantastic. Don Sazon adding a little bit of kick in there, really flaring up and adding so much to all the elements inside of this dish. We did something here, guys. This is something great. This is just an explosion of flavors in your mouth, and honestly, it's enough to feed like 4 people. So this is really great on tacos. Eat it right out of the skillet on its own. Like I said, make sure you get side dishes, plate it with black beans, Mexican rice, cheese, tortillas, do everything. Make this your own meal. But this is basically how you cook the fajitas. And if fajitas don't interest you, make sure you go ahead and check out our website at www.donsazon.com, where we have a multitude of seasonings that can level up your cooking in the kitchen right now. Don't believe me? Check out all of our seasonings right now and order yours today. This was a really fun episode to make, you guys. This meal is jam-packed full of good stuff. Greens, yellows, reds, meat, and you can make it your own. That is the beauty of cooking, and that is what makes it so unique and so individualized. How I'm teaching you how to do it doesn't have to be the way you do it. Utilize our products, but throw in your own little zest, throw in your own little flavor. Add lime in there. Do something crazy and make it yours. And with that, guys, I'm your host, Victor, and remember, a house isn't a home without Don't Sazon. I'll see you guys next week.